Most guys quit NoFap after the first week. After the first week, the temptations will really start getting you. The urges will feel incredibly difficult to contain. And the thing is, because you're programmed to release every time you get those temptations and those urges, to resist will be very difficult. But you must resist, because you are rewiring yourself for so long. I mean, for some of you, for 5, 10. I spoke to a guy recently, 20 years. He's been watching this stuff. You know, to rewire yourself, it's going to take time. You can't expect after 3 days that you never feel the urge to take a look at that shit ever again. No, you're going to get the urge. But most guys quit after the first week. They decide, oh, I can't do this, when they can. It's incredibly difficult. It's definitely easier said than done. But it can be done. Tell yourself, no, I'm changing myself. For things to change, I must change. I can't keep resorting to pornography and masturbation whenever I get the urge. The urges are very normal, and I've spoken about this countless times in some of my previous NoFap videos. The urges are very normal. It means you are a healthy male, you've got testosterone running through your system. Very normal, it's okay. But how you use that sexual energy is what will determine whether or not you go on to become a successful man or not. Successful, I don't just mean financially. I mean in your ability to manage your desires and your ability to stay disciplined. If you cave in every time you get the temptations, you're weak. You are. It's like somebody that can't stop picking up donuts and eating them. At some point, you got to tell yourself, you know what? I'm sick of being a fat bastard. I've got bigger tits than my girlfriend. That's unacceptable. I've got to stop eating the donuts. When the pain of staying the same outweighs the discomfort of change, that's when things will start happening for you. But some of you, you're not yet fed up with yourself. You're okay being a chronic wanker. You are. And I know this may trigger some of you, but I'm just keeping it real. If you feel like it's okay, no, I'm okay, then you won't want to do the work. You won't want to resist. But when you're fed up, man, when you feel tired all the time and you can't look at yourself in the mirror because you feel like a pathetic loser, and you make a firm decision that things got to change, then they will. You've got to decide, fellas. You've got to make a decision that, you know what, enough is enough. I can't continue living this way. And it will be hard. It will. But tell yourself, if it's hard, we're going to do it hard. Change isn't easy. Becoming a completely different man isn't easy. Rewiring yourself after a decade of watching porn is not easy. But we're not going to be like most men. Most men cave into their desires. Most men cannot control their sexual energy. And by the way, I don't just mean you stop masturbation. Also, hookup culture. If you feel the need to hook up with a new woman every day, bro, you're weak. You can't control that energy. And in most cases, you're probably behind in life as well. If that's what you prioritize, if what you prioritize is sex, you're probably behind in life. Other areas of your life are not going to be going well. They just won't. A man that's able to contain those urges, there's nothing wrong with having sex. Absolutely nothing wrong. This isn't a problem with sex here. It's a problem with you not being able to control yourself. And for a lot of guys, even masturbation has become an activity that doesn't even yield any satisfaction. I speak to a lot of guys about this on my coaching course, and they tell me, some of them, that it doesn't even feel pleasurable anymore. It just feels like a release, but there's no pleasure associated to it. And that's one of the dangers of excessive porn consumption and masturbation. It takes something that's supposed to be very pleasurable, ejacking, right? Busting nuts. It takes something like that, which you should do in a relationship with a beautiful woman, and it numbs it down. It makes it feel like it's just a medical procedure, right? So sometimes you got to remind yourself of the consequences of engaging in this degenerate activity. There are consequences. I know there's propaganda that's pumped constantly online that goes along the lines of, oh no, it's very healthy and normal, and they want to make it feel normal so that you remain in this trap, in this vicious cycle. It's not normal. What's normal is busting nuts in a relationship. That's healthy, right? That brings two people together. It will eventually lead to a kid, right? That's healthy. That's normal. But being in front of your computer for 4 hours a day, watching explicit content, busting all over yourself, that's not normal. It's not. Just because a lot of people are doing it doesn't make it normal. It's unhealthy. It's damaging. Nobody ever feels empowered. I always like to say this to all those guys that say, well, Ali, it is normal. I pose a question to those people. Do you ever feel empowered after engaging in such act? Do you feel like a stronger version of yourself? Do you feel like the man? And the answer is most definitely no, you don't feel like the man. You don't feel like the fucking real deal. You sat there like the hunchback of Notre Dame in front of your laptop in a dark room. If you were really okay with it, let's put a camera in your room, record you engaging in that filth, and if you're okay showing it to your friends and family, then fair enough, you've got a point right there. But no one's ever going to feel okay with a video of themselves pleasuring themselves being spread online. No, it's goofy. It's disgusting. Right? However, on the other hand, if you had sex with a beautiful woman in a relationship, afterwards, you feel like the man. It brought both of you together. You pleasured her. She pleasured you. I mean, nobody ever regrets that. Right? And I should add as well, I'm against hookup culture, because in most cases, guys just sleep with anything that moves for the sake of releasing. I mean, that's also not good for you. It's not good for your soul in the long run. It's not. You lower and lower your standards, and before you know it, I mean, you don't have a standard anymore. Right? So, look, the temptation will be huge. It will be tremendous, right? It'll be so bigly, right? But you have to push through the first month. The first month, really, if you can successfully go a month, you're on track. Now, I don't encourage that you guys sit there and count the days, because it just becomes unnecessary pressure. However, just bear in mind, if you can go a month without it, then you could probably go 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. And look, as I said in my last videos, what success is when it comes to NoFap is reducing the frequency of you engaging in it. If you went from 5 times a week to once a week, that's an improvement. Don't feel bad if you relapsed. Of course, it's never a good thing, and there should be some guilt, but don't let it ruin your progress. Don't let it make you feel like, well, what's the point? I fucking relapsed. I might as well just carry on wanking for the rest of the week. No, you still improved. All right, push through the first month. The temptation will be huge, but the benefits will be even bigger if you can push through. That the sense of clarity, the aggression, the focus, the energy the aura that follows you everywhere you go will be worth it. It will be. So you got to remind yourself of this. The benefits will be worth it. Me abstaining from this stuff will provide me with great, great rewards. It will. And you'll notice. You'll start carrying yourself differently. You'll start talking differently, walking differently. You will. And to those guys that comment, well, I haven't seen a difference, Ali, your attitude will also determine your success. If you go in it with a pessimistic mindset, oh, this is going to be fucking stupid. Well, first of all, you need to reprogram, or you need to take a different approach when it comes to how you view porn and masturbation. If you view it as an okay thing, of course you're going to come into NoFap very negative. Because you love wanking all over yourself and you think it's perfectly normal when it's not, as I mentioned. So you got to recognize that it is harmful. The first step to change is recognizing that there's a problem. If you don't believe that there's a problem, you'll carry on. Remember, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing again and again and again, expecting different outcomes. For things to change, you must change. All right, fellas? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next one.